This episode is brought to you by Google Health. Stop chasing someone else's definition of health. What matters is what's healthy for you. Google Health offers a new kind of coach built with Gemini for effortless tracking, sleep insights, and holistic coaching tailored to you. Visit googlestore.com to learn more and start a new relationship with your health. Requires Google account, Google Health app, internet, and Google Health premium subscription. Features subject to change. Availability and results vary. Not intended for medical purposes. Works independently of Gemini apps. Check responses for accuracy.
Good sleep is everything. That's why Ollie's Science Back Support is made with a blend of melatonin and L-theanine for both kiddos and grown-ups. So when your mind won't switch off, you've got something that can help. Your racing thoughts and restless nights won't stand a chance. Find Ollie sleep solutions for the whole family at ollie.com. That's OLLY.com.
Welcome to The Hypnotist, the show that gives you inside access to cutting-edge hypnosis with real clients facing genuine issues. Brought to you by the hypnotherapist demanded by celebrities, CEOs, and even royalty, Adam Cox. These recordings took place live from Adam's clinic in London's world-famous Harley Street. So, get yourself comfortable and enjoy today's episode of The Hypnotist.
Hi, it's Adam here, and you're about to listen to a hypnosis session about getting into a mindset of absolute focus, enthusiasm, and productivity. And I was working with a client that was already very, very successful, but they wanted to harness the next level. And they could recall a time when they were working in New York City and they just made an internal decision, like they flipped a switch inside their head and it got them into a highly enthusiastic state. And when they were in that state, they complement it with an inner dialogue that said, let's go. And in that state, linked to that phrase, they were able to massively outperform what they were doing up to that point. So this session harnesses what we can call a resource state. It starts building a ritual of what to do in the morning. And it uses this metaphor of handicaps and headstarts. Now, handicap in sporting terms is where you start off with a disadvantage, and a head start is if you start off with an advantage. And that's a really powerful metaphor, because what this client was doing, even though they were very successful, is that they would sometimes wake up and they would do avoidant things. They would scroll on their phone and they would kind of waste time. And that's framed as a handicap. But if they were writing out their goals, if they were exercising, if they were tapping into a state of gratitude, that was framed as a head start. Now, here's the thing. If you think of a race and you have a head start all the time, you're more likely to win. And winning for this particular client was success within their career, success within their body. They wanted to have a very strong physique. They wanted to have financial success, but they also wanted to have a good family life and a happy life. So I think that covers pretty much the most important things to most people, health, wealth, and happiness. So if health, wealth, and happiness are something that appeals to you and you want a bit of a head start, this session could be quite good. And it was actually created for a client that wanted a morning ritual. They wanted to listen to this, not while they were relaxing on a sofa or on a bed. They wanted to listen to this while they were on a rowing machine. So they wanted to link positive suggestions while they're getting fit. In NLP, we call this dovetailing, where you can do two things at the same time, or by doing one thing, you achieve multiple outcomes. Two birds, one stone. So that is a way in which you can listen to hypnosis. Most people tend to be quite quiet and relaxed, and they just kind of relax their whole body. But as long as you're not doing something dangerous like operating machinery or driving, these hypnosis sessions can be used in a lot of different contexts. Now, it was created for an individual. You might not like the phrase, let's go. You might not want to be super enthusiastic. You might not want to be selling and acquiring clients, and 5 million might not be an annual income target for you. Ignore any suggestions that aren't relevant. Hone into the suggestions that are. And if you like the idea of a personalized session with me, then click the more info, the more details section in the show notes, and you will see how you can work with me directly. And that normally starts with booking a consultation call. For now, though, find a quiet, comfortable place, ideally where you're not going to be distracted or disturbed. Relax and enjoy the session. Take a deep breath in, and as you breathe in that feeling of resourceful relaxation, and as you exhale, just allow yourself to drift to that place within, a place you've been many times. A place where you think about the future you desire and the things that make life feel more real, more desirable. And as you breathe in deeper than you normally would. And as you exhale, just release any echoes of tension, stress, or worry. Just allow it to leave your body in that outward breath. As you breathe in relaxation and exhale tension, allow your mind to drift off to a beach. And not just any beach. I want you to think of Manhattan Beach on the perfect day with no one else around. And just imagine you're there on the beach, drifting deeper and deeper relaxed. But here's the interesting thing. There on the beach, instead of a bed or a blanket or a lounger, I want you to imagine seeing a rowing machine, the kind of rowing machine you would see in a gym or a place where elite athletes with big goals would use it to prime their body for exceptional results. And just imagine climbing onto that rowing machine and finding a rhythm. Breathing in at the right pace, exhaling at the right pace. And if you're static and relaxed, that might be a slow, steady pace. But if you're doing the exercise at the point where you're listening, that might be a strong, rhythmic breath. But just allow yourself to breathe in relaxation, exhale tension, like every breath is assisting you to go deeper and deeper relaxed. In fact, the deeper you breathe, the more relaxed you feel. And the more relaxed you feel, the deeper you breathe. And as your body finds that place of flow, of relaxation, of intrinsic synergy, your imagination awakens. And I want you to imagine mentally moving to New York. Keep your physical body there on the rowing machine on Manhattan Beach. But maybe your mind is in Manhattan or close to it. And maybe it's a particular street, an area. Maybe you can observe certain buildings in a certain layout. And I want you to go back and observe a version of you when the switch flipped. I want you to see the very moment you made a decision, perhaps from a place of having nothing to lose and everything to gain, a why not philosophy. And in that moment, you decided to stop holding back. Consciously and unconsciously, in that moment, you said, let's go. Not with doubt, not with trepidation, but with absolute synergy, integrity, alignment. And just observe what happened when that version of you said, let's go, and meant it. Subtle differences, you walk differently, talk differently, more energy. You made bigger promises, you delivered on those promises. And then just rewind it to the point where you made that decision, where you said, let's go. And just 5 seconds before you made that commitment, float into your body and feel what it would feel like to be saying that for the very first time, to stop holding back, to give yourself permission to believe and achieve, linked to wonderful feelings of enthusiasm. And then feel where in your body you feel it. The moment you feel it, say to yourself, let's go. And maybe there's a head nod at that exact moment. Maybe a clenched fist or some kind of feeling in your body, maybe your heart, your chest, your gut. A sense of certainty that you have what it takes. And then when you feel that feeling, allow yourself to drift back to that rowing machine. And I want you to imagine visualizing your goals and what you're grateful for. Sometimes it's good to be grateful what you have first before you decide what you want. And maybe you see words like they're being typed on a screen. Or maybe you just visualize those things in your life. So just allow your mind to move through the things you're grateful for. The things that are already good for you right now. Not a list you recite, but things you feel. Maybe your health, the very body that's moving right now, feel that. The people, opportunities, the life you're building. And I want you to notice what happens there in your chest, in your body, when you do this from a place of genuine gratitude. Lots of people feel gratitude right there, close to their heart. There's something there. It's not just a thought, but a feeling. Gratitude becomes energy, fuel. And that fuel becomes presence. And that presence, that creates results. Because when you walk into a room genuinely grateful to be alive, people feel it. They can't explain it, but they feel it. So stay with that let's go enthusiasm and add to it a feeling of absolute gratitude for life. Just for a moment, let it expand there in your chest. And when you really tap into this feeling, then it's a starting point. No need for coffee, no need for avoidance. When you feel this, you are priming yourself to be unstoppable. And I want you to think about a race. Some people look at goals as finishing lines and challenges as races. And you already know what a handicap and a head start is. A handicap is that disadvantage. People sprint off the starting line, but you are held back. And the opposite, a head start. You get to run on forward, and everyone else is held behind. And I want you to think that every morning is an opportunity for either giving yourself a head start or taking on that handicap. But when you think about it in that way, it's no longer a reprieve, a distraction. If you take a phone and start to scroll, that's a handicap. Your energy, your emotions, your time is being utilized for something that has no direct impact on your goals. And every time you take a handicap, you are giving the competition or just that best version of yourself a head start. When you chase comfort before you've earned it, it's a handicap. You've made the day harder before it started. But when you rise immediately, when you journal, when you breathe, you think about what you're grateful for and what you're focused on, then you set your state before the world gets to set it for you. That is a head start. And I wonder how many head starts you could have before you notice progress on that $5 million life, that family, that Hollywood body, a legacy you're proud of. People who build that don't give themselves handicaps in the morning. They don't squander their head start for cheap dopamine. They give themselves head starts every single day. And those head starts add up. From this moment forward, your morning is your springboard, your edge, your head start, and you protect it. When your eyes open tomorrow morning, something interesting happens. Because there's a moment, a fraction of a second before the old patterns suggest themselves. And in that moment, a new voice with that same tonality of, "Let's go," may say the words, "Let's start immediately." Not because you're forcing yourself, not because you're gritting your teeth or coercing yourself, but because you're the kind of person who gives yourself that head start. That's just what you do. Because the moment you set the intention and live by that intention, you've already won the first battle. Feet on the floor, body in motion, day already in momentum. And don't be surprised if you think back to that New York moment. That moment of stepping into full, unfiltered, unrestricted, unapologetic enthusiasm. And every time you say the words, "Let's go," you activate it. And maybe you decide to have an additional activation, a particular posture, a particular fragrance, something consistent, specific, something that you can trigger because you've done hard things before. You've changed careers, taken on challenges, and not one challenge has been impossible for you. In fact, this is an easier challenge than the challenges that you've already exceeded. You are the most successful broker at your firm. I want you to think about what that means. What it means in terms of deals that you close, revenue that you bill, the kind of life that you're building. When that is words, the truth, reality, and your future. I want you to get a sense that words are like spells. And whether it's over-the-top enthusiasm, a goal of 5 million, a body that is lean and strong, say the words as if they're already real. Not with uncertainty, but with that over-the-top enthusiasm. And notice how your internal reality shifts to match what's already been communicated within. I want you to flip that switch again now. Find it. Feel it. That switch has always been yours. No one else can flip that switch, only you. And the moment you flip that switch, let's go. That's the signal, the anchor. Confident, final, forward. Fire the trigger. Let's go. And say it to your head in your tonality that has the maximum impact for you. Certain, long, elongated, downward inflection. Not just saying the words inside your mind, but feeling the words inside your body. And every time you say those words, with that certainty, with that nod, your nervous system simply knows what to do. It's been there since New York, and it's here right now. And I want you to think about what you can accomplish when you're in that state of mind, that flow state, that enthusiastic sense of certainty. 40 calls. That's just a warm-up, a ritual. They're the moment you step into the day instead of waiting for it to find you. And here's what you already know. The action creates the energy, not the other way round. Some people start their day, 1 cup of coffee, maybe 2. Your energy comes from your intensity. Intensity on that rower. Intensity with what you're grateful for. Intensity for how you start the day. And those people that wait to feel ready, they're giving themselves the handicap. You don't wait, you move, and the feeling follows the motion. By the time you've hit those first 10 calls, you're already in that state of flow, already warm, already on. That's your edge. That's your head start. 40 calls before some people have even got started, before hesitation has a chance to form. You move first. You create momentum. That is who you are. And I want you to think about not just energy, but clean energy. You've already noticed that certain things give you an illusion of feeling prepared, and an illusion of vitality, of intensity, but they don't actually make you ready. They're synthetic. And underneath that, somewhere deep down, you already know this to be true. The first coffee, maybe it's an anchor. Maybe it just aligns with getting the day started. The second one, now it's back to being a handicap. The illusion of focus, concentration. Some people think of too much caffeine as being anxiety in a cup. Your body already knows the difference. One cup is enough. You don't need stimulation. Action gives you your energy. Enthusiasm, as you know from New York, that is your generator. When you say the words and do the things with enthusiasm, your body digs deep and gives you the resources to be true to that enthusiasm. You operate from clean energy. And if any impulses arise, that reflex towards an extra cup, a notification on a phone calling you, the sirens on the rocks calling towards the easy comfort, you notice it, but you just notice it. A slight pause, and in that pause, a simple question arrives. Is this a head start, or is this a handicap? And then when you choose, water, movement, to say let's go, to do something clean. And you don't need to do it because you're forcing yourself. It's because you want the head start. You want to protect the edge. You naturally choose what strengthens you. And I want you to feel that here in this moment, you're setting your intentions. What are the challenges? What are the risks of the day? How do you mitigate? How do you hedge against them? How does success become inevitable for today? And your future will simply be a reflection of consistent days over time. So let's explore your future. Imagine there you are on that rowing machine, but now drifting forwards in time. Not a memory, but a memory yet to come. And I want you to visit that future. And you decide the time frame. Maybe it's 6 months from now, a year from now. Maybe 2 years or 5 years. Because everything you're doing right now, the headstarts, the clean energy, the building momentum in those calls, the switch you now know with certainty how to flip. It's building something, compounding something. So let's see what it builds for you. Go forwards in time and see yourself, wherever that is, the home, the workplace, and maybe you're even on a beach, maybe a vacation, maybe something else. That body you've built, I want you to observe the future version of you that all of that morning exercise rituals, clean energy has done something profound to your body. You look lean, powerful, disciplined. The kind of body that reflects the man who takes no handicaps. And that isn't built in a day. You only build that with consistency. You earn that body. And then see not just the qualities of discipline, effort, growth and pride, but see the people around you, the family, the partnership that's built on something solid, someone who sees the version of you that shows up with integrity when you're there and even when you're not around. See yourself in work, wherever this is in the future. The deals that close. That over-the-top enthusiasm which perhaps is actually just your natural state where you perform best. That energy, that presence, that switch that you can flip whenever needed. See yourself with the income you would have in that point in time. Everything seems beyond reach until you're living it. For billionaires on a yacht, 5 million a year would be a huge step down. I want you to see yourself not just with wealth and abundance. I want you to see yourself reaping the benefits of the value you've created in the world. Your income is a reflection of your competency, your discipline, your values, your work ethic. I want you to see that all of those calls gave you something. Momentum, a state of mind, unshakable belief. And you see it clearly. The life, not just the numbers, but the life itself. Balanced, happy, full, built with integrity. A long, happy, successful life. And what if this is where the morning headstarts go? What if this is what you're doing it for? Because every day and every morning, you're either doing the things that get closer to this future or further away from it. So what do you want? And then when you decide what you want, say to yourself, let's go, with absolute certainty. And then just imagine that this future is just one of infinite possibilities. Allow yourself to float back to that rowing machine. And imagine the rowing machine has now come to the end of its cycle. You've hit the time, or perhaps the calories, or the distance you've wanted. So imagine leaving that rowing machine, exploring the beach, but getting a sense that something has changed, something profound. Your inner dialogue has a slightly different tonality. The sense of self-belief is more convinced than it was before. You have clarity. You know how to engineer headstarts, how to avoid handicaps. You can flip that switch with a phrase, a smell, a posture, an intention. So it's time now to drift back. To drift back to the present. That's it. Say to yourself, let's go. As you wiggle your fingers and wiggle your toes, connecting and calibrating to the here and the now. That's it. As I count from 1 to 10 to awaken you. Starting to count. 1, 2, 3, waking up. 4, 5, 6, more alert. 7, 8, open your eyes, open your eyes. 9, 10, wide awake, wide awake, wide awake. Thank you so much for joining me on today's episode of The Hypnotist. If you've enjoyed this episode or got some value from it, please give it a 5-star rating and review. And maybe you know someone that would also benefit from this particular episode, in which case share the episode with them so they can also get the benefit too. And if you would like to listen to this episode where it's just the hypnosis, so no intro, no outro, no explanation, just the hypnosis and completely ad-free, there will be a link in the description where you can subscribe at a very low cost and only get access to the hypnosis. So if that's of interest, please check that out. Thank you again for being a regular listener of The Hypnotist, and I'll see you again soon for more.
This Father's Day, when you ship UPS Air at the UPS store, your items arrive on time or your money back, guaranteed at no extra cost. It's like the father of all shipping services. It shows up to the airport way too early, just to play it safe. It's overprotective about all the things that truly matter. And it's always prompt, especially to be with family. Make it your first choice to celebrate your dad. Ship UPS Air with our money-back guarantee, exclusively at the UPS Store U.S. retail locations. Visit the upsstore.com/airshipping for full details. Terms and conditions apply.
Struggling with weight loss? Prolon's 5-day fasting mimicking diet is a clinically developed nutrition program designed to promote fat loss while protecting lean body mass. Developed at USC's Longevity Institute, it assists the body in entering a fasting-like state that helps reset metabolism and target visceral fat. In just 5 days, Prolon offers a science-backed approach to weight loss without extreme restriction or guesswork. Get 15% off plus a $40 bonus gift when you subscribe at prolonlife.com/now.